Toxic positivity is essentially maintaining a positive mindset no matter what, no matter how difficult a situation is. And I thought that I'd just talk to it in regards to maybe my training or my approach to life. And I'm probably a little bit of a culprit as well for having toxic positivity. So yeah, holding my hands up there. Probably not the best thing, but I don't think I'm always like it, but definitely do have traits. So what are the signs of toxic positivity? I've got them here in front of me, so I'm just going to read them off and show you on the screen. Experiencing guilt for being sad or angry, dismissing others' difficult feelings, hiding painful emotions, reciting positive quotes about hard situations, ignoring your own problems. And I guess I do this to a certain extent, like even with training, if I'm tired sometimes, or I guess like in and around training and the training environment, people could be shunned for hiding the fact that they're tired or thinking that they can't admit that they're tired because they'll be thought of negatively. And that's not a good way to be, especially when you're recovering from a race. You can't expect to come in on the Monday morning after a Sunday race or a Saturday race and expect to be at full gas come Monday or Tuesday. That's just not the way that it should work. I think that it's really good to be aware that it's okay to be tired, or it's okay to find things difficult and be motivated or demotivated after a race. I think that's the key thing here, is like, don't think that you can't feel unhappy with a race or happy, like either or. I think for me, I definitely see it most in my training and maybe not admitting when I'm tired as much, and just getting on with things. I'm a classic case of no matter what, I'll just like power through and my body will be fine. I'm a very strong believer that my body will be fine no matter what. At least that's how I have acted the past couple of years. Whereas now I think I'm far more in tune and be like, okay, there's things outside of triathlon that I have to be able to do. And in order to do that, I can't like just churn out training week in, week out and day out. I've got to actually listen to my body a little bit more, and to do that, the signs for me are outside of training. If I can't do things outside of training that I would usually do on a day-to-day basis, like wash clothes, tidy the house, go out for dinner, lunch, whatever it is, then that's a big sign for me that I'm probably overtraining and I need to like just tone it back a little bit. So yeah, after Challenge Wales, I just needed to make sure that I take the first few days of the week as recovery, not push things too hard, not take into consideration what the other people in the squad are doing, because they're in different race scenarios. Like they've maybe raced 2 weeks ago, or a different sprint race on the weekend rather than 70.3. So everyone's different. You can't just go in and do what they've been doing to recover, because it's not necessarily the right thing. Other people may be able to tolerate higher volumes, for example, and therefore it's okay to do more work the week after a race. It's all relative, and you've just got to listen to your own body and not exhibit this toxic positivity that I mentioned earlier on in the video. I guess the question is this a real thing when it comes to training and racing, and also just mindsets in and around training? Like, let me know in the comments below. I'm pretty sure that I do exhibit some of these traits, and it's good to be aware of, because I can then be like, oh, actually, come on, Josh, it's okay to either not do what they've been doing or do my own thing, and make sure that I've recovered properly so that I can then put in some good work in the coming weeks in the lead up to the next race, which will be next weekend, Metz. Like, for me, I know for a fact that Monday to Wednesday has got to be zero intensity whatsoever. So I've got to be like, no matter the race, it could be sprint, it could be long distance. Sometimes I've got to listen to my body and take a little bit extra time off. But usually, especially when I've just stayed in the UK, I can do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, just volume, easy aerobic volume. And then Thursday, I can come back and hit it a little bit harder in the first swim session of the week. Does this make sense? I think it makes sense. Let me know in the comments below if you kind of feel the same thing, and what you do post-race to recover and get back into training. I guess I don't want to be shamed, I don't want to shame other people, I don't want to feel guilty for doing my own thing or them doing their thing. It's just a case of, I guess, authenticating human emotion, but also allowing growth per person. this is getting a little bit deep. I don't want to go this deep with it. I just wanted to say that, like, make sure you're doing what you need to do to recover from a race so that you can go again next time and not just be stuck in a rut and not knowing why you haven't recovered, essentially. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments below, and I'll see you next time when I'll be preparing for Metz, French Grand Prix, and which is my last race before the Commonwealth Games, and then I'll be putting in a decent block of training, which I'll give you a bit of an insight into, slightly different to usual. So yeah, be really exciting, and yeah, I hope that you hit subscribe and follow along.